Hello, hello, hello. Belinda, hey honey. How you doing? Hi everyone, give me a quick hello if you are on. Sarah Jane, how are you doing? Hi guys. Hello, hello, hello. Give me a little thumbs up. Oh, there's more joining, which is fabulous. Welcome to my kitchen. Amazing. Hi everyone. So it's Sunday. Give me a little idea of your wins. What wins have you had this week, guys? Wins, wins, wins. Hey mum. What have you held yourself accountable for this week? Let me know. So while you're doing that, I'll explain how this is going to work. So I thought I'd jump on here for Sunday evenings live, and hi Debbie, and do a live smoothie making. Just talk a little bit about the beginning and have a couple of brainstorms with you guys to see what kind of things you like to put in your smoothies, when you like to have your smoothies, what are the different components that we want to add into our smoothies. And then we're going to do one, we're going to make one. Jane, I've trained every day. Well done you. So have I. Rest day today, but trained every day. I went to Champneys this week, which was so lush. And even at Champneys did training every day, which was really good. So well done. Anyone else? What are your weekly wins? Can't say my eating was right up there because I was at Champneys, even though it's really lovely at Champneys, but I did have a coconut cheesecake, which was fabulous. So, smoothies then. So how to make a good smoothie, basically, is what we're going to cover in this evening's class. So I'd love to know what your favourite ingredients are in your smoothies. What are your favourite different things that you love, you literally cannot live without? What are the things that you, what do you love? So one of my favourites, I'll start, is avocado. This is a frozen avocado. So one of my favourites to put in my smoothie is avocado. It's one of the really great ways to get some really good fats into your diet, some really good fats. And it also thickens up the smoothie as well, so it's a really nice way to get a really nice consistency. Some people like it a little bit more liquidy, some people like it thicker. I actually quite like mine quite thick. My other half likes it the other, so we just put more almond milk in at the end. So that's one of my favourites. What is everyone else's? Let me know what your favourites are. So, when making a smoothie, we want a couple of things. So one of the first things to think about is what base you want. So I've got an array of things here this evening. Blueberries, spinach and fudge. Yes, you love a bit of fudge, don't you, mother? Love a bit of fudge. So we'll come on to fudge in a bit, why you might want to put it in, what it's beneficial for. And spinach is a great one too, because if you mix it with lots of things, it's a really great way of getting it in without really tasting the spinach. It's not something you're necessarily going to taste if you put some really great ingredients in there. So the first thing you want to think about with your smoothie is your base. So choose your base. So I actually prefer to use an almond milk base. A couple of ideas that you could use. You can obviously use water in a smoothie, that's absolutely fine. You could decide to use kind of normal milks if that's what you wanted. I live quite a plant-based diet, so I prefer alternative things to milk. So I love lots of nut-based milk. So I love my almond milk. There's also coconut milk's one you can put in. You could also put in coconut water. That's a really nice one to put in. And soy milk. With soy milk, try and look, it's difficult with soya, so if you're using soya, try for some that aren't genetically modified. Soy is really, really genetically modified, and for us women, it's actually, it can mimic the effects of estrogen, so you want to be slightly careful with too much soy. It's fine for those that are plant-based like myself to have a little bit, but you want to be slightly careful with the amount of soy that you're having. So I actually opt for an almond milk. So I've never made a smoothie. Pauline, I will make you love them. I love my smoothie. I have one every morning. So try this out. I'm sure you will love it. Debbie, spirulina, wheatgrass. Oh, wheatgrass with pineapple, raspberries, blueberries and half avocado. Amazing. That sounds awesome. Really, really lovely. So yeah, choosing your base. Almond milk is the one that I'm actually going to use today, but there's the other different options if you wish. Try them out. Oat milk's the other one. Funny story about oat milk. I'm actually gluten intolerant. Always been fine with normal oats because I don't have that much. Had normal oat milk, obviously, and I noticed it brought me out loads of spots, and I'm gluten intolerant, so that must have been why I had it for like a whole week. I made homemade granola as well. So yeah, just watch out what you're using and just make sure it works with your body. So I've gone back to the almond milk. So I'm going to pop that in there as my base. So, to be honest, I don't measure anything. I just whack it in and hope for the best. Usually I make a double one for me and Ross, but we're going to go with that here. So there's my base. So choose your base. Water, any kind of oat milk, coconut milk, any type of milk is absolutely fine. So that's your first thing. Let me know if anyone else likes another base in there as well. So the other thing you want to put into some oats is fruit. So obviously fruit is a common thing to add into a smoothie. So like Debbie said, she's got raspberries, blueberries in there, some avocado. Mum James said blueberries, spinach, so and veg obviously. So fruit and veg. So the one thing that I absolutely love in fruits generally is I usually have berries. So if you want to keep your sugar levels quite low, if you don't want to spike your blood sugar or anything, the best things to opt for fruit generally is berries. So any type of berries are amazing. So many antioxidants, and also green apples. They're the two fruits that have the most. Avocado. Do we include avocado as a fruit, or is that, no, it's a vegetable, isn't it? No, is it fruit? Tell me. I'm not even sure. Avocados are fine. There's some good fats in there. But generally, other than that, I always keep it to berries. Of course, you can add things like bananas in there as well. Pineapple, all sorts of different things. But generally, to keep it lower blood sugar, it's good for opt to berries. But if you love something, whack it in, and if it's in, if it's healthy, it's within your macros, you will be fine. So the one thing I usually have is strawberries. I'm not going to put strawberries in mine today because I'm actually going to put an avocado in, so I've opted for that as a fruit. So I've got half an avocado here because I'm going to make a mint choc chip shake today. So that's why I'm not putting strawberries in, because that'd be slightly weird. So some fats are a really great way. This is a really great way to get my fats in, as well as some of fruit / veg. So half an avocado. I actually went away before Champions and I had some avocados left over. So you can actually freeze avocados, so I didn't want them to go off. So you can scoop it out the skin and whack it into a bag. Just make sure it's really sealed and freeze it. So that was a frozen avocado as well. The other thing along with fruits obviously is your vegetables. So leafy greens are the best things to put in. So spinach, kale, what other things we've got here? Bok choy, romaine lettuce. So any kind of leafy greens are absolutely brilliant. So spinach is usually one thing I put into my shakes. Today I'm actually going to use something that I find a lot easier and a bit more tastier. And a really great way to get in more is I use a greens powder. So this is an Arbonne greens powder. So it's called Greens Balance, and it's got 30-70 from fruits and veg in. So I find that is a really great way to get in my fruits and veg rather than having lots of things. So 1 scoop is one of your 5 a day. So I either shot that in the morning in like on its own, or I just whack it into my smoothie. So I'm going to put 1 of those in there as well. So that's going to give me some nice antioxidants, some phytonutrients. I've got some good fats, and I've got my base as well. Sarah, I've heard having fruit breaks down good sugars and turns them into bad sugars. Don't eat a lot of fruits. I thought this was perfect to get rid, but got told it wasn't good for you. Yeah, so even with fruit, it's still going to have a high level of sugar in there. Yes, it's going to be better than, of course, eating, you know, a chocolate bar or anything like that that's going to be different types of sugar. Obviously, it's natural sugars. But what it still can do is increase your glycemic index, so your GI, so your glycemic index of your blood sugar. So if you want to keep that down, which is really recommended, then definitely opt for some that are lower GI, so lower on the glycemic index, that aren't going to spike your blood sugar. And generally, those are the ones. But having said that, of course, if you don't like those sorts of ones, then absolutely put them in there. Just be careful with the other things you're eating so you don't spike your blood sugar in other ways as well, basically. So I prefer those ones too. So that was the greens balance. So I'm a consultant for Arbonne, so if anyone is interested in that, then let me know. Because that's one of my favourite ways to do it. Next up is protein. So always add a serving of protein in there. Of course, most smoothies, and if you go to a shop, you can buy a smoothie and it's got lots of fruits in there. Again, might be really high sugars. And I mostly have my smoothie in the morning. And so a really great way of getting your high protein in is through that smoothie. So I personally put in a protein powder. So limit to 2 a day, and berries are great, exactly. Like I said, berries and green apples. More info on that. Sure, Jane, Sarah, I will pop it over. So, protein, the next thing that I pop in. So with protein, there's obviously different sources of protein that you can put in. Mum, for those that don't know, Jane is my mum. She uses a lot of that Farge Greek yogurt. So of course that's got really high protein in there as well. So if you want to pop some of that in if you eat dairy, that's a really great way of getting some extra protein. Of course, you've got lots of different protein powders you can put in. So whey protein powder, plant-based protein powders. You can put, you know, things made from tofu, chia seeds is another great way of getting in your protein. So the way that I personally get my protein in is, as I said earlier, I'm vegetarian, but I mainly have a plant-based diet. So I much prefer, rather than dairy, sometimes I find dairy quite bloating, I much prefer a plant-based protein. So I feel like it works better for my body. So do whatever works for you, basically. So in here, I've got Arbonne's plant-based protein, which is 20 grams of protein. So 2 scoops is 20 grams of protein. So I'm going to pop some of that in here. 2 scoops of that. Really great way. So this is made of pea, rice and cranberries. Whereas if you get for a whey protein, obviously it's made from whey powder, which is dairy based. So if you're going for whey based powders, just again, make sure just little things you can do, like checking it's from grass fed cows is a really great way. So you know it's a good quality whey powder. If you find that with protein powder, they can be quite bloating, or you get stomach pains or anything like that, if you're using a whey-based powder, that can often be side effects because it's a processed dairy-based one. So opt for maybe a plant-based protein powder, and gives you some information on that one, or there's plenty on the market. Again, with protein powders, you want to make sure you want lower amounts of sugar, but it's checking where the sugar's coming from. So a lot of them, they put really low. They go, oh, it's low calorie and it's low in sugar. And actually all it's got in is a bunch of artificial sugars. Now most have sugar in. If it wouldn't taste very nice at all when they have flavours, it's gonna have sugar in it. It has to, right? So if they say it's no sugar or anything like that, it's largely because it's got like aspartame or sucralose in there, which is an artificial sugar. Much worse for you, to be totally honest. So you want to make sure that you've got like cane or stevia sugar in there as well. So just check on that. The one that I use has got stevia based sugars as well. So not going to spike the blood sugar. This is also low GI, low glycemic index, which is why I use it. So those are the two things that I put in there. So that's your protein. Again, obviously, if you are having dairy, wax and farge in. What one do you use? So Jane uses the almond protein one that I have. That one comes in chocolate, vanilla and strawberry at the moment. The other thing, actually, just while I'm on protein, something again that I can use is this is a protein boost. It has absolutely nothing else but 10 grams of protein in one scoop. It's got 0 sugar, 0 carbohydrate, 0 fat, 0 everything else. It's literally, it's just peas, basically. 10 grams of protein. So that's another great way. Just if you need more protein, if you're doing your macros, it's another great way to put it in there. What else do I put in my smoothies? So the other thing you can put in your smoothies, if you quite like it quite thick, then you can thicken it up. So I've actually put an avocado in there. So I find that makes it really creamy and really thick. So I don't tend to put much else in there. But other things you can do with your smoothies is things like different yogurts, ice as well, oats. So I use these gluten-free oats, as I said, gluten tolerant. So I use the gluten-free oats. I'm just going to pop a couple in there because I like the consistency that it makes. But I don't put too much in, as I say, because the avocado makes it nice and thick. The other great thing you can put in is almond butter. So I use almond butter rather than the other types of butters, but go for whatever one you like. So this is the almond butter pip and nut. With almond butter and stuff like that, try and get one like this, pip and nut or meridian, where it's literally 100% of that nut, nothing, like 0 anything else. This is a really great way of getting good fats in. Fats are not, Sarah, yeah, sure, absolutely. So Sarah, fat is not bad for you, yeah? It depends what fat that you are getting it from, basically. And obviously you need fat in your diet, so don't be scared of those fats. It's just making sure it comes from a good source. And if it's within, you don't want to overeat on them, obviously. But as long as it's within your macros, but coming from good sources. So this is the one that I love to get fats in. Obviously the avocado is another great way. But you can pop a tablespoon of that in and you don't taste a thing. That's another way that you can thicken up your smoothie. What else have I got in here? And then the other thing you can do is flavour it. So obviously I've got a base, I've got my almond milk, I've got some fruits and veg with my avocado and my greens powder. I've got my protein in there, so 2 scoops of that. I've got my oats in there to thicken it and to get some more carbohydrate in there too. Great for energy. And then the last thing you can do is flavour it. So you can boost it with different things as well. So if I'm having 3 meals a day, do I need a protein shake too? Fat doesn't make you fat, absolutely. So no, you don't need it at all. I mean, of course, you can have it as a snack if you want to add more protein in there. It's quite a nice thing to have at the, after a workout. That's when I personally like it. But I don't. It depends how big your 3 meals a day are, right? Obviously have protein with those meals, but if you're not getting the calories if you're following your macros, if you're not getting enough food, then yeah, have a protein shake as a snack. I personally have 3 meals a day with 2 snacks, like a mid-morning and a mid-afternoon. So you could have a protein shake. Personally, I probably wouldn't whack it up like this. I do it like this, so it is a meal. It's got everything it needs. But if I was kind of on the go, I need a quick snack, yeah, I could just do protein shake with that. But I probably would, this is my breakfast usually. So the other thing is your flavour. So, I mean, that, to be honest, would taste amazing on its own. But if you want something else, want a bit of flavour, or if you've got a protein shake that doesn't taste very nice, there's a couple of other things you can do. So I've got some examples here. There's peppermint extracts you can use. You've got vanilla extract, orange extracts. You can use honey or golden syrup, a little bit in there. You don't want too much because that will spike your blood sugar. If you've got like a vanilla protein powder that I've also got, you can pop cacao powder in there. You want to try and make sure it's not cocoa powder, it's cacao powder. So that's the raw format of chocolate. It's really, really, really good for you. So that's another way you can get in some flavours too. And herbs, cinnamon actually is a really great way to reduce your blood sugar spiking in the morning. So if you add protein and cinnamon together, it's a really great way. Little tricks, if you want to pop a bit of cinnamon there, you can. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some peppermint. So I'm just going to do a little drip of that. Don't need very much at all. So I'm going to make this is a mint chocolate chips. I've got chocolate flavoured protein, my avocados. So I'm going to whiz this up. I think I'm done. The other thing I do actually put in, just to show you guys what I'm actually using, is I use an Arbonne's digestion. This has got probiotics in it. If you've seen me talk before, you know I love a probiotic. It's really vital to have, every single person. So I'm going to pop that in there. It's just really good for gut health. So yeah, I usually pop that in there or I drink it on its own. So that's it. So let's give this a little go. So you can whack this in a blender. I use a NutriBillet. Give it a little shake before. It's quite noisy, so cover your ears. Let's go. Oh my god, it's actually gone everywhere. Anyone seen that? It's actually gone everywhere. Obviously didn't do that tight enough. That's exactly what you need on a Sunday evening, is your protein powder exploding on a live video, all in your NutriBillet. If that's not what you need on a Sunday evening, what is? Oh dear. That's so funny. I think I need a new NutriBillet. Let's see if it's mostly done. Oh, that's so nice. That'll do, to be honest. That'll do. So, doesn't look amazing, does it? That's the green. So, pop it in a glass. So I'd need a little bit more, but I have actually just spilled the shake everywhere. So the other thing I do, just for, have I got any in here? Let me see. The other thing I like to do for the mint choc chip is this. So you can go to Holland & Barrett and get these. Cacao nibs. So these are literally, again, cacao being chocolate, these are just literally basically little bits of cacao. So I pop that in there, and that's my chocolate chips. So with the mint extract, the protein, the chocolate, the avocado, the creaminess of all of that, plus that mint choc chip flavour. So that's there. What is everyone else? They're all laughing at me, which is cool. It literally is everywhere. So here we go, my perfect smoothie. It's so nice. It's really nice if you put the orange in as well, so that gives it a really lovely dark chocolate orange. It's like drinking Terry's chocolate orange. It's perfect. So if anyone's got any questions, I'll stay on for a minute. So just to go over the things that you want to do. So we want to have a base. So a couple of cups, 1 to 2 cups of your base. Choose some water or milk or alternatives. You want to pop in some fruits, some preferably lower sugared fruits, like berries and leafy greens. So some of your vegetables in there as well. Then you want to add some protein, get some protein powder in there, get some fudge, however you like to preferably. And then thicken it up. You can use avocados for that. You can use the oats for that. And then finally flavour it. If it's not got enough flavour already, then add a little bit more flavour in with a little bit of extract of something. So that is everything. That is smoothie making. I'll pop on in the week as well and just give you another example of something else that I like to do, so you guys can get a little bit of a flavour of the different things. And if anyone wants any ideas on the different types of smoothies, I've got a recipe book for it. So just let me know, and I can give some ideas of different kind of recipes. But I know that we have smoothie making recipes too with AbFab. So if anyone needs any more information, then definitely look on that. So I hope that was useful, everybody. Really lovely. Thank you so much for joining me all, seeing me make an absolute mess of my smoothie maker. Yeah, it's everywhere. Anyway, lots of love, guys. Happy Sunday. Have a great week.